Hello viewers, welcome to you all in this new lecture on switchgear. In this video lecture, we will study about the layout and the operation of LT switchgears. Here, this LT stands for low tension or the low voltage switchgear. I am Dr. Vijay Sharma, Assistant Professor in Department of Physics, Government Mahila Engineering College, Ajmer. In the previous video lecture related to switchgear, we have studied about the fundamental part of switchgear. What is a switchgear? That is, switchgear is not a single object; it is generic term, and that is composed of many of the components that includes circuit breakers, relays, fuse, isolators, etc. Let us take what are the contents of this video lecture. In this video lecture, we will first discuss the classification of switchgear on the basis of their voltage level and the layout of what is the layout of the LT switchgear, which will also be discussed. We will discuss the operation of LT switchgear, how it works, and some of the frequently asked questions on the switchgear will also be deliberated at the last of this video. So let us start. On the basis of this voltage level, the switchgear can be divided into three fundamental parts, and it includes the low voltage, that is low value, medium value, that is medium voltage, and the third one is the high voltage or the high tension switchgear. And for this low tension or the low voltage value, it or voltage level is the order of 1000 volts in AC and nearly 1500 volts for DC part. And these switchgear, this LT low voltage switch devices includes this oil circuit breaker, air circuit breaker, SFU, that is 6 unit, and MCBs, ELCBs, RCCBs, and importantly, all these accessories are required to protect the LV system. So this LV system is capable of LV distribution board. In the second part, what we take it the medium switchgear. And the medium voltage switchgear having a voltage level of 3.3 kV to 33 kV, and medium voltage switchgear is mainly used for the distribution of electrical energy connected to various electrical networks, and they include most of the substation equipment such as minimum oil circuit breaker, bulk oil circuit breaker, air magnetic switcher, vacuum switcher. And these type of medium voltage switchgear is capable of switching of inductive current, capacitive current. They can be used on normal on off switch operation, and they can also be used for interrupting the current during the short circuited. And the next category which falls in this is the high voltage category, and this high voltage category deals with the voltage level of 36 kV. As the voltage level is very high, so the arcing produced during switching operation is also very high. So special care to be taken during designing of these high voltage switch gear. And these breakers are includes devices such as SF6 circuit breaker and vacuum circuit breaker, and these are the main component of a HV switch gear. Hence, high voltage circuit breakers should have special features for safe and reliable operation, and they are capable of energizing long transmission line, capable of charging capacitor bank, switching off out of. These are the certain operation. So these circuit breaker must be reliable enough to ensure safe operation as and when required. Now let us take a look what is the layout of a switch gear. So this is the typical diagram of a low voltage switch gear, and it is the a sketch diagram of the this LT switch gear. It having certain components. One is the main incomer, that is from transformer, that is CT or current transformer or maybe the voltage transformer, and some incomer buses here, and sub incomer 1, 2, feeder bus 1, 2, and then they have going to the motor, heater, lighting, AC, etc. To the different parts of the circuitry. Let us take these of component one by one. So a bus bar. What is a bus bar? It is a type of copper or aluminum conductor or sheet or thick rod that collects electrical energy from one or more circuit and distribute this energy through one or more circuits. So the most important part. So this is the bus bar, and these are the thick rods of copper or aluminum, and they collect energy and transfer from to the or deliver to the second circuit or the other circuit. Another part of this typical diagram is the incomer, and the incomer feeds incoming electrical power to the incomer bus. So it takes incoming power, and from incomer bus it transfers electrical power. So the switchgear used in incomer should have a main switching device, and it must have an interlocking arrangement with downstream devices. So the switchgear device attached with incomer should be capable of withstanding abnormal current for a short specific duration in order to allow downstream devices to operate. But it should be capable of interrupting a maximum value of the fault current generated at the system. So it must have an interlocking. So it is having an interlocking with downstream devices. And for this purpose, generally we use air circuit breaker (ACBs), and preferably used as a interrupting devices. And the other part of this is the sub incomer, and this sub incomer is the draw power from main incomer bus. So this sub incomer draws the power from this main incomer bus, and feed this power to the feeder bus. So it takes power from this main incomer, and through these wire it gives to feeder buses. Okay, and these devices installed as part of a sub incomer and should have following features. And features are the ability to achieve economy without sacrificing protection and safety. This is the first purpose of this sub incomer. And secondly, need for relatively less number of interlocking since it covered limited area of network. For this purpose, what we use ACB, that is air circuit breakers, and switch fuse unit, that is SFUs. And with molded case circuit breakers, we can use and solve our purpose of this sub incomer. So generally, at the place of this sub incomer, we have to fit this MCCB or the ACBs or the SFUs. The other part is the feeder, and these feeders are differently feeders connected to the feeder bus. So this is the feeder bus, and there are different feeders, and all feeders are primarily protected by SFUs. So these different load like motor loads, lighting loads, industry machinery loads, and air conditioner loads. This is AC load. These are loads, and these all loads are connected with the primarily with this part. Okay, and all these are protected by the as already told you, by the SFU, that is switch fuse unit. And depending upon the type of load connected to the feeder, so this is the feeder, and depends what type of load we are connected to this. On the basis of we have to choose different feeders. Okay, let us take this motor feeder. So this is the motor feeder, and it is connected with this feeder. So this motor feeder should be protected against overload, short circuit, and as well as if there is overcurrent, that up to look to rotator condition and single phasing. So all these has to be managed with this feeder bus. Similarly, for industry or machinery loader feeder, what we do, we can connect, and for feeder connector connected industry machine load like oven, electroplating, bath, etc., are commonly protected by MCCB. So if we are taking this, then we have to take an MCCB for this purpose, for heating purposes. And for lighting load feeder, so for lighting purposes, this is protected by industry machine load, but additional ELC, that is the earth leakage current, earth leakage circuit breaker can also provided here. So it reduces any damage to life, and properly that could be caused by harmful leakage of current and fire. So it depends what we have connected at this end. On the basis of this, we have to decide a feeder here. So we have to take any of the feeder related to this. It may be SFUs, it may be MCCBs, etc. And this is all about the operation of this LT switch gear. And this figure shows a typical diagram of low voltage switch gear, and it is the most basic and simple scheme for LV distribution board, that is low voltage switch gear. Here you will see that this main incomer comes from LV side. This is the low voltage side of the electric transformer, and this incomer through an electric isolator as well as an MCCB may be put, but which is not shown in here. So feed the incomer bus. So this main incomer first feed this incomer bus with the help of MCCB. Our MCCB is not shown in here, and the two sub incomers, the first one and this is the first sub incomer and this is the second incomer. So these two sub incomers are connected to the incomer buses. So this is incomer buses, it is connected to this. So thereafter these sub incomers are protected by means of either SFUs or by air circuit breakers, and these switches are interlinked along the bus section switch or bus coupler, that only one incomer switch can be put on if bus section switch is on position, and both sub incomer switch can be put on only if bus section which is at off position. So this arrangement is fruitful. Okay, so accordingly we have to make adjustment here, and this fruitful arrangement gives us preventing any mismatch of phase sequence between the sub incomers, and the different load feeders are connected to any of both section of the feeder bus. Here motor feeder is protected by thermal overload device along with the conventional switch fuse unit, and heater feeder is connected by the conventional switch fuse unit, and the domestic lighting and AC loads are separated by MCCB. So on the basis of this operation of these loads, we have to use the feeder. So we have to take on the basis of the load what should be the connected to the feeder. Either it should be a switch fuse unit, either it should be air circuit breaker, or it should be MCCB, that is miniature molded case circuit breaker, or MCB miniature circuit breaker. So some of the frequently asked question, or these are the myth, what are the importance of switch gear? Is there a difference between switchboard and the switch gear, or what are the components? So let us take a very small answer for all these. So importance of switch gear, what is the importance? So as I already told, it is used for protecting, switching and controlling. So it is used to protect, isolate and protect electrical equipment from faulty currents, overload currents or overload voltage, etc. What does switch gears do? So it assists in protecting the appliances and electrical machines. Switch gears, whenever there will be overload current or overload, it can give short circuit, and it make arrangement in it gives that no overload current should pass through the circuit and damage the appliances. What is the difference between a switchboard and the switch gear? So generally the switchboard which we have at our homes and offices, generally they are of less voltage and nearly less than 600 voltage. However, switch gear is used whenever there is a voltage more than 350 kV and etc. And the components of switch gear, as I have already told you in the previous video lecture, even in this video lecture also, there are so many components, and it is a generic term, and it includes fuses, circuit breakers, isolators, and switching devices, etc. So this is all about the switch gear and its working operation, and these are the references. Thank you for watching this video. The first lecture on the switch gear, which is about the switch gear and its component, can be found on this video link. You can watch it. For any query, you can write me to my email vijay@gwec.ac.in. Thank you for watching this video.